Hello, welcome back to the Slippyfop Games channel. I'm doing something, I guess it's not different because if you've looked at the other stuff on this channel, you know I like to go back through my old stuff, gone through my dissertation, gone through some of my old games. There's still some more to go through. I thought it'd be interesting to look through some stuff that didn't come true. When I first started YouTube, I had this idea of doing devlogs. I was heavily inspired by people like Danny. Who else was there? There's quite a lot of people actually that inspired me. Funny enough, I really can't remember their names because I don't think they make devlogs anymore, really. I haven't watched them in ages. I guess Brackies as well kind of had some inspiration from there. But this is Project Purple. Basically, when I started, this was about, I think, 4 years ago. In about 2020. This was the game I was going to do devlogs for. I was going to do daily devlogs. This is the first one. Let's check it out.
Okay, let's try this again because I'm super bad at recording things.
Obviously, you can tell the.
First of all, welcome.
I'm going to keep muting it and just let it kind of play in the background. You can tell that the voice is different. Using a different microphone to what I was using before. And you can see just how simple it was at the start.
So explain the project a bit. Until I get a title, it's called Project Purple. It's just
Well, to mention it, but I had a way to slow down time. Yeah. I guess there's a lot. It's still similar to the style I kind of do today, I guess.
I can draw at least.
It's actually interesting to look at. These are still available on the channel. The playlist is public, but the videos are private. So it's pretty interesting stuff to see. Like here, we got the and I keep calling it devlog, like devlog. I made that mistake the other day when recording something, didn't I?
Some sprite work going on in the background.
But I thought this was interesting. This was me actually trying. I thought it would be very good to try, but then I think the biggest issue was my art just always blocked me because I was just so bad at it and I just couldn't learn. Didn't have the patience or the time to try and learn it. But I think it's interesting to see these time-lapse stuff. I thought it was pretty cool. Watching people draw on time-lapse I think is super satisfying, super cool. I really like it. I'll mute it so you don't have two me's talking over it. And I thought it was super cool. And I think actually in this, if we skip forwards a bit, I don't think this is just all sprite work. Yeah, you can actually see how the game developed within, like, I think within the time. So the idea of the game was you had like a sword that you would throw it and you would teleport to. Literally, as you're seeing right there. What was me saying?
Up on screen if you want to watch it.
Well, yeah, there's a shader to make things glow. One of the Brackies tutorials I just said in the video. But you can see the idea I was going for. I'm actually curious to see how far I got. Oh yeah, there's like an effect when you were warping. Oh no, when you slowed down time? Yeah, okay. Okay, oh wow. Got some glows. You could see my art was definitely the weakest bit, but I actually remember doing the art for this.
You can also see which sword is closer to you for a glow as well now, and because you always warp to that one. You've also got some warping effects, so you can see where you are.
Slowdown's not very slow, is it?
Fixes, general stuff.
I actually like the idea. I would like to go back to it. What is this? The footage was recorded before the last clip. I just need something to show.
Features that I want to add: combat, some UI, some camera movement. Probably do the camera movement next. Don't want to do the combat until I have the.
I like the platforms.
Thanks for watching. I'll leave gameplay in the background as usual.
Okay, so what's episode 3? Because there's only 4 episodes in this.
Very short.
Yeah, they moved up and down. I like that. I like that bit of them moving up and down. They were like floating crystal kind of things.
Almost a week or so. Blocks now move up and down. These little floating platforms. They will have a use, but not in the way that they are.
That's pretty cool.
Sword also moves up and down when it's.
I still have all the assets. I probably do have the project somewhere. I don't know where though, but I think this kind of stuff is super interesting. Oh yeah, I remember this.
Grabbable and you can hang onto it and stuff.
Yeah, I remember this.
Other than that, there's still a lot in the work. Don't have much to start off.
This was this was as far as it got. I'm pretty sure this project. I think the next episode is just me saying sorry, I'm a failure.
Follow on Twitter.
Usual stuff, yeah. Important update. 2 minutes long.
Sadly,
I don't think to put it some up, this project is dead and something new is being planned.
what awful. It just became too art heavy. Was my main focus
Yeah.
of this program.
That's what I said earlier. It's too art heavy and I'm not an artist. Past me, present me steals assets. Doesn't steal them, pays for them or uses them.
Some final footage of stuff I didn't get time to
This is
do.
actually as far as I got and I never got to show it. Wow.
Collecting coins. And maybe some combat, I don't remember. Hopefully I'll see this current
This is a
video.
test.
I don't
Test.
know the
Testing.
title or a name.
Test
Yeah,
number 2.
maybe.
Test. Test.
So thanks for watching. If you're excited about the other project, then I'm sorry. I take full responsibility for it. But eventually, that isn't
I mean,
system.
it was always ambitious. All of my projects were ambitious, but the next one at least is got a lot more to it. I don't really have anything to say on Project Purple. I would like to go back to it. Like I'd like to go back to every project I failed, but I can't really find the time. The current stuff I'm working on, Untitled Space thing, is currently my main focus, and that's going well. Going well. So the other thing we have, I'll bring it over here, is Project Living was the other project. Look at this. Professional background.
Seriously.
Very quiet, aren't I?
But professional. This is the promised new project. That's what it's
Now, okay, before we get into it, Project Living, I'm 100% coming back to. Hopefully, unless I get hit by a bus and die or something. But I'd really like to. I think in terms of the stuff I want to do, Project Living is still up there.
It's called.
Drag it.
I think it was like a city builder kind of thing. Top-down 2D city builder kind of thing.
Got a tooltip. You can hover over stuff, see what it's explaining.
I did a lot in the first bit. This has been sped up by
I don't
200%.
want to. I'm going to leave that for
Is this day night? Is that what it's showing off?
then 2 and then it
Oh, it is. That's cool.
much. Usual. Follow me on Twitter.
Interesting. Inventory mess. I remember struggling quite a lot with the inventory.
Released that last video. It's currently final day of June 30th. So technically it has
Wow, this was nearly 4 years ago. This was June 2020.
a few days. Even if this video comes.
So I'm pretty sure Project Purple was April 2020. So there was not a long gap between them at all.
I record this or whatever. But I wanted to focus on the inventory. This is a huge part.
3rd of July 2020.
Saw in the last one.
Or 2nd of July, 1st of July, around the beginning of July this was uploaded.
System. I worked on it for about 2 days, as you can see.
Old
Got over
system.
halfway completed it with it, and then I just basically started crying. I wanted to jump out the window next to me.
Yeah, I remember really struggling with this.
There were so many problems with it. I understood how big an inventory has to be. Like, there's so many different.
I think I could do a lot better now.
Just like moving items around, moving items to empty slots, moving items to non-empty slots.
But how is this the old system? What the hell's the new
Go
system?
in the full stack, so you have to keep holding the items. Adding items to your inventory if there's already a copy.
What was the new system? I don't know.
Adding items to an empty slot. All sorts of stuff.
But I think this was fine. This could have been improved.
So one night, and by one night I mean last night when I'm recording this, I came up with a better way to do it. So I started doing it again, and then I started crying because it still was painful. I have about 500 debug statements alone. Just
The
trying to
new
fix
system.
problems. And as you can see, it's still not perfect. There's one clip that has like an error.
Can't see though.
Number 0 appears in a stack. The stack technically doesn't exist, which is why there's the number 0. For some reason, the system thinks it exists, and the players picked it up.
Oh, so it is just the same. I just did it. I just coded it
But
differently.
As flexible as possible.
How did I code it
With
differently?
improvements and changing it.
Wow, I definitely did this. Feels a lot more smoother, doesn't it?
Is that
Past to me was
when
on something.
implementing things like chests.
There's the 0. That's
drag that
interesting.
white script on it, and hopefully the
Yeah. I remember this. So the idea was there was a script, like an inventory script, and you could put that on anything, and that thing you would just basically say how big it was, and then that would have an inventory, and it would store its stuff, and
perfectly.
it was like an object-based system.
When I get round to that, which will
I remember it working quite well, actually.
probably a few weeks from now, maybe sooner if I'm ahead of schedule.
Oh, but it looks like things are vanishing here. Oh, am I moving them to the hotbar?
But whole
That's kind of cool.
one of happening on Twitter.
So that was inventory. What's next? Roadmap. Oh, let's see how what I did for this. Professional box. Should bring that back, shouldn't I?
It's rearrange them, stack them.
There's a tree now.
Stuff. But I'm gonna make a.
Oh, you could drop things. Oh, and pick them up. Nice. Good job, me. Zoom in.
Is super sped up. Another thing.
Oh, trees growing.
Is this game, although it looks 2D, is technically 3D.
Yeah, it was like 2.5. It was 3D. I remember that. Everything was actually 3D objects. The cameras was just slanted.
It's pretty cool because it's the 2D and.
I don't think I showed an image of it.
This next genius level IQ. And with my sick drawings, here you go. This is equipment.
Wow. Okay, let me predict.
Holding the sword.
Combat. This is the roadmap. Crafting. Yeah, crafting. Smelting.
Yeah. Just like. Obviously, it's 2D, so I'm gonna have to.
Wow, look at this drawing. This was my best drawing yet.
Like
I want to look through my old art again, actually.
I don't know how I'm gonna.
I'd like to do a video on that.
But I've got a rough idea in my head. So
oh yeah, I wanted it to be like 2.5D. There was basically, yeah, so let me explain the game fully. There's going to be a city builder, top-down city builder. You'd have like NPCs that you could command, tell them what to do. They would do their jobs and stuff like that. And like a lot of exploration and cool stuff you could do. Look at that apple I drew.
Each item, or most items with the exception of some tools.
Chests, is that meant to be? Towns?
All sorts of stuff. To start with, it'll just be like mining stone and harvest.
Texture overhaul.
I'll talk about them more later.
Interesting. Crafting. This sucked. I remember hating this a lot. But again, I think I could do it differently.
Equip item.
But I'm quieter in this one.
Super quick. Well, I say super quick. Look at that. If I'm being honest.
Yeah, the tool in your hand and tools can break. Because everyone's favourite mechanic from Breath of the Wild.
Unity's UI wanted to be super annoying, so I had to change how the thing was laid out. I wanted it.
Why was Unity's UI annoying here? Looking at this, I know how I'd do it now. But did I know about horizontal layout groups and vertical layout groups back then? I don't think, I feel like I probably didn't. But that's how I do it now.
How the thing was laid out. I wanted it to be much different. But.
Did I? How much different did I want it to be? Inventory is full.
The ground up.
Oops.
What the randomly generated world.
That's an interesting button. Scroll for details.
Stuff is done. One. To make it.
Oh yeah. I wonder if I'd show off building. I got pretty far into building. I actually can't believe. Oh, here we go. This is a full thing. Oh wow, look at this. Professional. Combat done. Oh, is that tools? I think that's meant to be tools. And then this is combat. Or no, this is NPCs. Apple. I don't know why the apple's there.
Sort of stuff.
Is that meant to be eating?
Tons of stuff I want to.
And I just spent more time drawing the apple. Past me was some of the best drawings up there. Clearly, I want to get back into drawing, but I want to get to everything. I should just quit my job and just focus full time on everything. Unless, nah.
Combat as well.
Society doesn't allow people to quit their jobs to focus on what they enjoy.
Building a kingdom in a fantasy world.
Or what they want to do.
Smelting.
Okay, what's next? World generation. This was cool.
Carry on instantly. But you can't use.
Oh, and smelting apparently was there.
Because that would be preposterous.
Yeah, not everything was a fuel.
This is the fixed smelting. That's what's next. Works now.
Use?
In the small little.
Look at that. That is. There's mining as well and effects as well. You can see my art was clearly the piece de resistance.
Instead of building.
The Unity thing up there that I clearly didn't care about. Look how laggy it is. And it's loading the world because it probably wasn't chunked.
So you can, well, down below.
I'm pretty sure it would be chunked in the end.
Sort of spawn.
Yeah, it's not chunked.
This is.
And then, oh, it glitched out all the time. Looks pretty cool looking though.
Probably won't do building. Oh, I'm putting off building as much as possible because I know it'll be.
But I would, again, I would know how to do this differently. Present me would do it completely differently.
7.
I remember making it, same with this, and I think again I would do it differently.
I had my 21st birthday. I had 60th birthday.
I had my 21st birthday when this came out. I say that again.
Episode 6 or 7. It's been a weird few weeks since I last posted this. Probably a few weeks. It's been a month now actually. I had my 21st birthday. I had 60th birthday. Took a week off to.
I had my 60th birthday. My 21st. My dad's 60th birthday. What did I do for my 21st? I remember my dad's 60th. Wow, what did I do for my 21st? Oh, I do remember. We were stuck inside because of COVID. Yeah. We had.
Relax.
Yep.
Not worry about things. Still worried about things. Started practicing drawing and posting them on Twitter. Link below.
Wow, did I?
Had no motivation.
Oh, look at the seed. Seed coordinates. I must have chunked the
this project.
chunked the thing.
some gameplay, some other stuff. Anyway.
So, okay, I'm fairly certain the way this was working.
You can change the resolution. Some
Oh my god, I did so much. Putting gameplay super early in development, but I need something to show.
Crying in my bed every night.
Looks like that's a chest. There's a lot of bugs that appear, but nothing. Yeah. What? Did I just show this? Is this just me playing the game? And then me like drowning. Okay, so the crafting, not crafting, building was going to work. As you can see here, you would build buildings and you would assign the building. So you would have to click new building and then you could start building things, and it would be like that when you finished building, you could name it, you could give it a thing, and it's like this would be this building. So you could say this building is like, say, a bakery, this building is a mine. And this would then be like when you wanted to tell your NPCs where to go, you would click in a list, go to this building. And a building would, I think the idea was a building would have to have like a place to rest, a place to do stuff and stuff like that. But there's tons of stuff. I've still got all my notes, and I know I've still got all my notes for this. But the final devlog, because I failed again.
2 months since I talked about Project Living.
Wow, 2 months between.
Posted on Twitter about it not being updated anymore, but I forgot. So here's this video anyway. Ultimately, it was too much work for me alone. It was too much of a risk with no reward at the end.
Yep, completely agree. Agree with that. A lot of stuff now, but I'm determined. I think because COVID was quite worrying for a lot of financial situation stuff, and even now, I guess things are slightly better. But there's because I actually have a job now, but it's still that worry of giving 90% of your free time to it, and then nothing comes from it, or you fail, and then
the podcast is called Arbitrary Echo.
Oh, well, this was when the time Arbitrary Echo started.
With the same name, and we're planning on starting a YouTube channel with the same.
Yep, the YouTube channel never came. Well, it did for a while. You should go message the other person involved in that. Not my fault we don't return.
Channel. I needed to work. No,
but I think that's everything for Project Living. Oh, I think there was so many cool ideas that I wanted to do for it. So many things that I wish I kept it up, but I think I'm happy to go back to it. I'm pretty sure I did try to make a new version, but I'd need to be smarter. I need to do a lot more research. But I'm currently focusing on a new project, so you can check that out on the channel as well. Thank you everyone for watching. Make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. Hopefully this wasn't too boring. If you have any questions about these games, let me know in the comments. You can check the devlogs out yourself. They're in the descriptions. They're in my other channel, which is probably in the description below. So check that out. I mean, I could probably put the links in the description for both of them. So thank you again. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Goodbye.